Hello, I'm Aaron from Holcroft Nissan in Stoke-on-Trent, and today is an exciting day because we get to take our first look at the all-new Nissan Qashqai and Connecta. The first Qashqai was launched way back in 2007 and completely took the market by storm, and that was because it was something completely different than never been seen before. So with such a popular car, how did Nissan reinvent the car again? And from the front you can still tell that it's a Qashqai, but it's got an all new design. So we've got a much wider V-motion grille with the black accents just down here, and we still get this greater effect down here with the 3D Nissan badge. This model in particular does come with parking sensors at the front, and then just to add on to those stylish effects, we've got the new boomerang design in the LED daytime running lights, and also from the base model up, you do get full LED daytime running lights and LED daytime lights for night driving, as well as in the day if you need them, or when you're flashing your lights for somebody to come through. So under the bonnet, interestingly, this is still a mild hybrid car. The new e-power engine is going to be coming later on in the future for the launch of the car, but underneath the bonnet with this one is a 1.3 mild hybrid engine. This engine is available in both manual and automatic transmissions, but what is new for the range is it's only available in a petrol. Now, the mild hybrid, what is that? It is basically a battery that works in conjunction with the engine, but uses regenerative braking from the brakes at the front to power your internal electrics. That gives you little assistances such as your stop-start features. So in your transmissions, you've got both 140 brake horsepower in the manual and a 158, and in the automatic it is only available in 158 brake horsepower. Interestingly, one of the things about this car is it's been made out of new materials and textiles, and one of those is the bonnet. It's actually made out of aluminium, so it is extremely light. You know, it doesn't hurt even if I put it down on my head. So it all adds to the difference in the car and also your fuel consumption just because of the new materials that have been used. From the side, it's still an SUV, but there have been some few major changes. So the first thing that you'll notice is going to be the air vents, which are just down here. Now, they do play quite an important role. They're on both sides of the front bumper, and they do two things. They cool the brakes because they're using the regenerative energy for the mild hybrid engine, but they also allow air to flow underneath the wheel arches, which gives you better stability and also better aerodynamics, which, to be fair, they also look quite good. Now, moving on, just down here, you'll notice that there is a little Qashqai emblem just on the front of the bumper next to the lights, and that adds a really nice touch. It is very nice. Now, one of the things about the car that stayed the same was actually the wheel size on this model from the existing edition, and that was an 18-inch diamond cut alloy. Interestingly though, on the top of the range, the Techno Plus, they've had to put a 20-inch alloy, and what that gives you is more space to fill. So on this particular model, you get more rubber around your alloy, which more rubber equals more comfort. Moving on, you've got automatic folding mirrors, and they work when you turn the engine on, they'll open, and when you lock the car, they close. So it's quite nice because you've got keyless entry, so you don't have to worry if the car's locked because they'll be shut. And moving on into the interior, let's check out all the differences there. From the moment we get in, you can tell that the Qashqai has had a complete facelift from the inside, because we've got a new complete digital dash, higher sat-nav system, and also a brand new steering wheel. The car comes with some fantastic, really well supportive and well-rounded seats. They are cloth material. And moving into the centre console, you do get a leather armrest as well as leather inserts just down here, which do make it rather more comfortable than a piece of hard plastic. In the centre console, you do get a tray under your armrest and USB and USB-C ports, a couple of cup holders. And interestingly, new to this model of Qashqai, you get the drive mode function that we've seen in the Duke in the past. You do get an electronic parking brake, 6-speed manual box in this one, but also in the automatic you get a Triptronic gearbox, as well as a what looks like a little box, but it's really quite nice the way that it's been put together. Moving on with some options, you can get a wireless charger on this, as well as the panoramic sunroof. Starting the car, you've got keyless entry as well as a start-stop button. So you'll just notice the mirrors have gone out, and now we can start to see exactly what the technology is in this car. So we get this huge screen up the top, and what that gives us is an actual better eye-line movement from the road to the screen. So it's a lot more safer because you're not forever looking down, because it used to be around here in the dash in the existing model. You do get dual climate control, so I can use a sync button and that will sync both sides. If I want to turn that off, so one of you is hot, one of you is cold, I can change that, and we can change the direction of airflow. Onto the sat-nav screen itself with the infotainment system, we get Bluetooth as standard, and we can pair our phones up. We do get sat-nav, which is powered by TomTom. And moving back to the main menu with your audio options, you get DAB radio. You also do get wireless Apple CarPlay. It doesn't come wireless with Android Auto because the phone models don't support that. Now, with the reversing system and parking aids, you get a all-round camera as well as those parking sensors, as you can see here. So it gives you a bird's eye view of the car, and you also get a steering guide, as you can see, for going backwards. If you want the front camera on, you just press the camera button and you get a good view of the front of the vehicle, so you can make sure that there's no obstacles just getting in front. And we can change the mode settings just there, or we can have a full view. The steering wheel and digital dashboard, you can see that we've got volume controls on the left hand side of the steering wheel. Now, the system that uses the digital dash has a scroll wheel, and it does take a little bit of time of getting used to, but once you're used to it, you kind of just become second nature. And then just on the right hand side, you can see that we've got radar cruise. So we can actually set this up to set the distance between myself and the car in front, and the car will either monitor the speed of the car in front and slow down when it needs to, or speed up to what speed we set it to. And as you can see, we can't set that up because we're not moving. It also has phone controls just down here, as well as automatic lights on the left hand stalk with your indicators with soft touch for 3 indications, and on the right hand side you've got your automatic wipers with your rain sensors and also your rear wiper just there. Standard on this model, we do get lane departure warning, and on the door cards you've got the new leatherette, but also every window in the car is one touch open and one touch close, even for the rear passengers, so we can set them all down just like that. The rear of the car has been completely redesigned, and starting with the rear passenger doors, originally, and in most cars, you'll find that you can open your car to around this sort of angle, and it can make it quite difficult getting things in and out of the back. So what's been developed is the car actually opens to a huge, pretty much 90 degrees, so it gives us a lot more space for getting in and getting out, and importantly makes it easier on your back when you've got young children such as myself. And in the rear you've got 2 ISOFIX points for baby seats and you name it, so that's all there. On the rear, on the boot, you can actually see that there is a brand new Qashqai emblem all the way across the back, which gives it that little bit more of an outstanding feature compared to when it just used to be down here. And they have increased the boot capacity by 70 litres, which is met with more depth and more width in the boot. In conjunction with the floating roof design, this black panel here is actually glass, so it gives that floating roof and makes the car look like it's moving, which is what a lot of manufacturers are doing at the moment. But it does give you a little bit better vision when manoeuvring your head and manoeuvring around in tight spaces. And with families in mind, one of the features that I do want to talk about lastly is when you lock the car, you can press and hold on the lock button, and eventually all the windows will close. As you can see, I left them open. So that is a bite-sized review of the Nissan Qashqai and Connecta. We think it's an absolutely fantastic car, but the best person to find out for themselves is you. So if you would like to get in touch, have a test drive of the car, it is available. Please get in touch with one of your Holcroft dealerships and we will make sure that you get looked after. Also, you can follow us on our YouTube channel and on our social media pages for more.